So my name is James Davison, and this weekend I will be racing in the Sussex Trophy in this beautiful Lotus 15 with Roger wheels.
I think the Sussex for me is one of the great races. It's always a bit of a David and Goliath thing with the small engine cars versus the really big powerful cars. There's some beautiful cars in this grid, and yeah, I've been fortunate in the past to have some success in it, so it's really special to be invited back and to have another crack at it. I'm a New Zealander, so as a Kiwi it's kind of, it's very special. It was raced in 1958 by Bruce McLaren here at Goodwood. So it's got a lovely period of history. The first race it did was with Roy Salvadori, and then Bruce McLaren and another Kiwi, Sid Jensen, raced it here in 58 at the RACTT. So as a Kiwi it doesn't get much better than racing a car that one of your heroes drove in period.
So this is my fourth time at Goodwood. I first had the privilege of racing here in 2019 in the Stirling Moss Lotus 18, which was a fantastic experience. And then 2 years ago I came back in a McLaren M1B, then raced that again last year, and we were fortunate enough to win the Whitsun Trophy race. And so we'll be back in that again, and this Lotus. So my stepfather, Tony Gaze, was a Spitfire pilot here at RAF West Hampnet during World War II. And after the war, he suggested that the roads around RAF West Hampnet could make a good motor racing circuit, and that inspired motor racing here. I have very fond memories of Tony, and my biological grandfather, Lex Davison, was 4 times winner of the Australian Grand Prix, raced against Bruce McLaren, Jack Brabham, Graham Hill. So yeah, it's great that this car was driven by Bruce McLaren and racing the McLaren in the Whitsun Trophy as well.
Originally I'd planned to drive it with Paul Radisich, who's a Kiwi driver, but he couldn't travel to the UK for the event, so they gave me James, and he looks like a safe pair of hands, and he's quick, and he's had some success here in the Whitsun as well, so I think he'll go well.
For the Sussex Trophy is beginning to get underway, and you're seeing a good number of the little Lotus 15s coming out onto the track right now. Front engine, very low, bodywork of course as well. And that is out there, and that is one of those Lister Jaguar Nobbies as they're called. The 24 there, that is one of the Lotus Climax 15s I was mentioning. So you can see the Lotus, that little bit of a smaller machine, developed version of the Lotus 11, using either 2 litre or 2.5 litre Coventry Climax engines, and they trounced many of the traditional big racing sports cars of its period. So that number 24, very classic of that period, not as big as some of the other machines that are around it, but they had tremendous pace. No luck at Le Mans with, in period, the Lotus 15. They built some 27 of them. We've got quite a few of them here today, amazingly. And at that point, the shape created by Colin Chapman himself, the engine virtually on a side to lower that front bonnet. And you've got that very low, from a driver's point of view, Alice, that very low front end gives you a very good view of what you're doing. We now have a new fastest lap, 1:50.578 with the number 24 that we were looking at a little bit earlier. This is the Roger Willis James Davison Lotus that has had good performance here in the past as well. and despite dealing with some rather slippery conditions, it's putting together some decent lap times. Actually, that lap time is currently 2.4 seconds faster than anybody else. Into the pits. So we have a really interesting mix up at the front end, no doubt about it, but it is the Lotus Climax 15, the slightly smaller, humbler car that has taken the fastest spot in these wet conditions.
First time driving the car, and in the wet, first time driving here, so I needed to be sensible. Tricky to get a clear lap, as it is for everyone, and I think if you were able to get one before it started raining more, it would have been handy, but yeah, we're starting up front where we need to, and I'm not sure if I saw the times correctly on the screen, but it's 2:10, so, but yeah, big picture, we just needed to get the laps in, get a starting position up front, look after the car, and we did that. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. You can really slide the car and drive it on its slip angle, but also a little bit stressful being the first time in the rain, and an important practice and qualifying session in one that certainly sets you up for the race. So yeah, we got the car in the top 5 and looked after it, and now we can just build on that. Roger and I only just met in person this morning, and 30 minutes later I'm driving, I've got the keys to his car, and we're starting up front. So yeah, so far so good. We'll see what happens.
I wanted to give James as much time in the car as possible to give him a good chance to sort of get used to it. So I only really did 4 laps, I think, and I was pretty happy with it. I think I was running P1 at the time, but I felt there was a bit of time to be gained, but then I had a few back markers, and I was conscious of just trying to give him the maximum time to acclimatise to the car, so came in, and he did incredibly well. I mean, he settled really well, got straight down to my lap time, and drove beautifully. So we dropped from 1st to 5th, but I think that's a great result, and we're starting, second row of the grid, and the car starts the race well. It always gets off the line well, even when it's greasy. So I'm kind of confident that we'll get up, close to the front early on, and hopefully we can have a good go at the win.
So there we go then. We are all set for the first race of the Goodwood Revival in its 26th year, this most prestigious historic motor racing event. The flag waves and the race is underway. It's an excellent start from pole position by Rob Hall, who's got away very effectively. A bit of a poor start by Andy Wallace, a bit further down the field there by the looks of things to me, but they are getting down into the first corner at Madgwick, trying to work out where the dry, where the wet, what line to be on, and so far, so good. Everybody managing to stay on the tarmac, which is the crucial part. Well, what a good start by Rob Hall, who's taken that pole position, got away well, and has got the advantage, but there's a good battle going on behind. John Spears is now up into second position, number 88, under threat from the number 24. That's the Roger Wills, James Davison car. Roger Wills driving it at the moment, and Roger, I think, is going to squeeze past.
Yeah, lovely move, and Roger started in 5th place. He started on the 2nd row. We got our drone camera showing us a great shot of them filtering through the second part of St Mary's. The 88 running slightly wide. We've got our onboard car now giving us a great view of attacking the Spears and Greensall car as they come into Levant corner, and everyone keeping it nice and clean, nice and calm and steady for this opening lap so far, Bet.
Got to be challenged, and here comes the number 24, Roger Wills. Roger Wills coming down the inside to take the lead. Yes, he's managed to do it.
He slides down the inside into the first corner. So Lotus Climax 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Lister Jaguar, the 88, there just sure in the background, is in 4th place. So we've got a very good battle. We see the number 1 car, the Smith and Bryant car, our on-board car now, sails down the inside.
So the safety car, a rather beautiful safety car, E-Type Jaguar, ready to take them all along at a sensible pace and gather them all together while they do some car rescuing. A few cars down towards the back, and here we go. We are back to racing. Safety car in, we're on to green flag, so now we're straight back into it, and it is Roger Wills in the wait. Number 24 leading the race, but not by very much from the green number 1. Both are the Lotus cars that have been so impressive in these conditions, I have to say, and Ollie Bryant's putting some more pressure on.
Ollie Bryant waiting for the best opportunity. There's still 51 minutes of the race remaining. Of course, it's a 2-driver race. They will come in at some point to make a pit stop, but he's looking very close now. But he's going to brave it round the outside, heading into St Mary's. He's going to make it stick. I think just about. Great move by Bryant.
Oliver Bryant has taken the lead at the Sussex Trophy. That was a lovely move round the outside. This is now the battle for 2nd place, however. This is looking pretty close because Roger Wills, who was the earlier leader in number 24, is coming under more pressure again from John Spears. Right, you're not quite going to be able to come in yet if you're one of these battling for 2nd place. But behind, I think there will be an opportunity. Yes, pit window has just opened. So there you go, pit lane open.
And Bryant, so our race leader, Ben, he is into the pits just trying to look for his team.
So this is going to be a crucial stop. Let's see how this goes and how it'll change it for Roger Wills, who has been leading this race. He had an initial advantage, dropped away a little bit in that initial run, but now Roger is jumping out, and it is time for James Davison to take over. And James Davison will have the opportunity now to fight hard, but we're going to be perhaps into a different battle. Oh, look at this! Had to go out wide there, Ollie Bryant, because it was all getting a bit tricky going into the chicane. He does make the move on the exit. This could be for the lead effectively now that the other car has stopped. This is for the lead, and Ollie Bryant is in front and has now got the lead of the race, but my goodness, had to cut across the grass and managed to get away with it as Davison now comes out, taking over from Roger Wills in the number 24 car. So that's where he comes out. You can see the gap now. He's come out in that 3rd position. Quite a big gap to the top 2 that have gone past.
It's around about 14 seconds. But Bryant, who definitely is in the car now, the lead car, the number 1, set at 1:49.
The leaders come over, and in fact, Nicolas Manassian is coming in this time. So from 2nd place, this will obviously drop him down the order.
It's still really greasy. It's tricky. Every now and again you find a bit of grip and the car sort of hooks up, but out of most of the corners it's spinning the wheels all the way down the straight, so There's 2 or 3 corners still really, really greasy, so really challenging.
But be keeping an eye on Nigel Greensill pace, because he's currently in 3rd place. That's the 2nd place car you're looking at now, number 24. And currently now in that car is James Davison. The gap between Davison and Nigel Greensill as they went over the line last time was 12 seconds. Number 88, this car was running well early on, and now Nigel Greensill in it is catching up for a battle for 2nd place. So when they went over the line last time, he was 4.7 seconds behind the 2nd place car, number 24.
Yeah, it's going well. We had a good start. Ollie's really quick in the other Lotus 15, so I knew I probably wouldn't be able to hold him off or stay with him when he went by. But we've dropped to 2nd place, and we've got about a 4.7 gap to the gap car behind. That car is actually lapping probably a little bit faster than us, so we might drop to 3rd. I hope we can hold. James is doing a great job, so fingers crossed.
There you are. That is the battle for 2nd place we're watching right now. The leader has a massive lead over these 2, but this fight for 2nd could go all the way to the flag. 12.5 minutes to go, and for the moment, Davison is holding on. Let's just see what the gap is as they come over the line this time. It's down to 1.6 seconds between them. Greensill is still putting the pressure on, but it's so tricky in these damp conditions. In some areas, he's got fantastic pace, and he has just set a new fastest lap on that previous lap. But you can see that James Davison's doing a brilliant job as well. Off has got number 81. That's the Michael Owen Cousins car. Oh, that's a great shame. And at the moment, James Davison is having to work very hard. We're just seeing Nigel Greensill using a slightly different line this time out of the chicane. He's still going to try that inside line once again. So, is Davison going to stay around the outside? No, he can't this time, because Greensill has taken it. Greensill has gone into 2nd place. I'm not sure. Can James Davison come back? He's having a go at it. But I think Nigel Greensill made an absolutely perfect move. He's got a bit of traffic to kind of help him out here as well.
Yeah, and it has helped him out. The number 21 has just shut the door, non-intentionally, of course, on the number 24, so had to feather out the throttle, a little bit more traffic.
Coming up towards the line as the checker flag comes out, the Sussex Trophy is taken victory by Ollie Bryant and Andrew Smith. Looking right now in 2nd place, this is Nigel Greensill. Nigel Greensill, who shared with John Spears to take the 2nd place. Number 88 takes 2nd place. Nigel Greensill waves as he goes across the line. So that's the battle for 2nd that he took quite comfortably in the end, having got past James Davison, who finishes in 3rd. He's just gone over the line 1.4 seconds behind. Wasn't a big gap between them in the end. And James, well, he had a great time fighting for that 2nd place with Nigel Greensill. It wasn't easy.
Great job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah.
It was tricky, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
This old reprobate, yes.
Roger, what an absolutely cracking start.
Yeah, brilliant. I saw Ollie in my mirrors and thought, this is going to be a good ding-dong. So, but yeah, I got off the line well. So, yeah, good fun. Great fun.
James, you just wanted a little bit more horsepower to hold off Nigel at the end there.
Yeah, I think horsepower we were fine, just we were out of grip really, but I had a blast today. This is the first time driving the car and meeting Roger just this morning, so yeah, it was an honour to drive in the Sussex Trophy and great for us as a team to get a podium.
It's a brilliant drive. Well done, guys.
Yeah, more fun. Yeah, no, that was great.
Got to do it again.
Yeah, exactly. And I knew Ollie was going to be a battle and a half, and he came up on me. I just couldn't stay with him. I mean, he ended up with a 45-second lead at the end, so he drove incredibly well. But yeah, then I came in. I think I was running 2nd, handed over to James, and James did a great job.
Yeah, the pressure was on when Roger handed the car over, but yeah, it was just a blast today, and we did all we could to hold on to P2, but ended up P3,
and just need to thank Roger and the Goodwood organising committee for the opportunity. It was awesome.
The only problem we've got, he's Australian and I'm a Kiwi, so we're going to have to get him a different passport if we're going to do this again, I think.
Yeah. Today we were the Anzacs.
Yeah, that's right. Cheers, mate.